This is the biggest mistake that you're going to make with your clothing brand in 2026. See, most of these clothing brands don't fail because of bad designs. They fail because of one massive mistake that no one talks about. In 2026, most of these new brand owners rush into buying bulk orders from China and Pakistan without actually having a brand identity. And this is how small brands end up with hundreds of units that they actually cannot sell. I know you think that your designs are very, very good, but they're probably not. Early designs are not refined, the style isn't really clear, and you're not really sure who your audience is yet. In this video, I'm going to break down why you should never put it all on red on your first drop. Instead, I'm going to show you how to build your brand organically, get real reactions, and avoid burning your already pretty small budget. So what you want to do is start small. Buy a few blanks, print locally, actually try to see what your audience responds to. And then when you've done that, you can scale with confidence. You can even use blank suppliers like Galore to test styles, refine your identity sort of, and just grow your business without taking massive risks. So if you want to build a real clothing brand in 2026 organically, this video might save you thousands and possibly your entire business. So the first thing I want to talk about is something I like to call the bulk order trap. And it's essentially when the manufacturer forces you to lock in about 50 to 100 pieces of your first design. And this is how most brands actually fail. The identity problem. Your brand has no identity. Your brand is in its infancy stage and your early designs aren't your brand, which is why it's super important to define your brand and your style, which is why things like getting a mood board and a soundboard and just identifying your entire ethos is the first step before actually getting into your designs and all that stuff. The identity problem brings you to your second problem. Your audience doesn't exist. Brands try to sell before anyone actually knows them or before even they know themselves, which is why the smarter way to start is to buy smaller quantities and work through your identity. You can do this by buying from trusted blank suppliers like Galore and printing locally. This allows you to get feedback on what works and, more importantly, what doesn't work. You can redefine designs weekly and tailor your audience to your designs. And once you have these designs, you can actually test them through a series of channels. Your Instagram, your TikTok, friends and family, all this stuff doesn't matter. It's all about growing your brand and your identity. Small batches and micro testing is the key to success. Building slowly but building strong. How brands actually grow is through iteration, pivoting, and growing your knowledge as a brand. And that's why rushing bulk orders kills your creativity and simultaneously kills your bank. That's why the blueprint for 2026 is to start small, adjust, and then scale. And when you've locked in your branding and your identity, that's when we can move into bulk. That's why you don't fall into the bulk order trap. You focus on your brand first, your identity, your audience, your testing, your designs, and then sustain growth. So if you want to survive 2026, do not gamble your entire budget on your first design. It makes no sense and it's not practical. Build your brand, don't buy it.